welcome to Cafe Mutual YouTube channel. Friends, many experts believe that RBI will soon start cutting rates to put all growth engine in full throttle. This raises a $1 million question. Should you give tactical allocation to long duration debt funds? To answer this pertinent question, today we have with us Pranay Sinha, Senior Fund Manager, Nippon India Mutual Fund, an IIT graduate and IAM postgrad. Pranay has over 15 years of experience in managing fixed income side. So, welcome to the show, Pranay.
Thank you, Nishant, for having me over, and thank you, Cafe Mutual, for inviting me to present my views to all your viewers.
Great. So, Pranay, my first question to you is that many experts believe that India is moving toward declining interest rate regime, considering the strong macroeconomic environment. So, what's your take on this?
So my take is pretty simple. While it's very hard to forecast where rates are going to be in future, however, given that we are moving to a higher income per capita income as a country, and we have seen the other countries with higher per capita in general have a lower rate. So that's a positive correlation. That's not a 100% correlation, but that's a very positive correlation. Secondly, our macroeconomic indicators, such as inflation, be it external factors like CAD or be it fiscal, all of them are moving into a positive territory, which means that most probably we will be seeing lower rates in the future.
Okay. So, but Pranay, however, many MFDs simply recommend short-term funds to their client, irrespective of the market cycle. So, why do you think that they should give some allocation to long-term funds?
Sure. So that's a very good reason for MFDs to recommend short-term funds over rate cycles, because in general we have seen those funds to outperform in general over rate cycles. However, when we come to a fund like Nivesh, we recommend it to investors who are looking for retirement solution, who are looking to invest for more than 7 years. What we have found is that Nivesh being a sovereign only passive roll down strategy tends to do well over its investment horizon of 7 years or more, which means that it performs outperforms during the several rate cycles which comprises its investment horizon.
Okay. So, talking about the Nippon India Nivesh Lakshya Fund, so it has delivered 10% return in the last 1 year and it has been consistently outperforming its benchmark very well. So, what has contributed to this performance?
So last 1 year, we have seen many things improve as far as the Indian rate market is concerned. First of all, we saw RBI being on pause for almost 1 year now. The last rate increase was in Feb 2023. Secondly, we have seen massive improvements in, as I said, in terms of macroeconomic indicators, which is, say, inflation, or which is now 4 to 5% range right now. It might go to 3%, 3.5% in next 3 6 months. Be it CAD, where we can see CAD at somewhere between 1 to 1.5%. So this is a far cry from the situation which was 2 3 years ago. As you can recall, that world was reeling under, and India to a smaller extent, but was reeling under the high inflation scenario. So things have improved dramatically in last 1 year, and which has resulted in rates coming lower. This has led to MTM gains, which has led an outperformance by long duration funds like Nivesh.
Okay, great. Pranay, the average maturity of your holding is over 20 years. And so you think, you said that 7 year is the ideal horizon for investors. So can you share the rationale for this?
Sure. I will start with just the thought process how the fund was launched. It was launched in 2017 with as a passive roll down strategy, sovereign only passive roll down strategy. Now, 10 years down, almost 7 8 years down the line, it's broadly maturity is broadly at around 22 years, which is consistent with the discipline which we have shown by adhering to its roll down strategy. So that's how the fund is shaped. Now, what do we see is that mathematically, over 7 8 years period, the maturity of the fund will roll down to around 12, 13, or 15 years, right? What we see is that the coupon over 7 8 periods accumulate, and if rates go down, or rates go up, the coupons are invested at a higher rate, which means that even if the rates go up, the coupons are being reinvested at higher rates. So the negative MTM which you are getting from the rates going up are counterbalanced by the fresh inflows being reinvested at higher rates. These two factors cancel each other, which means that over a 7-8 period horizon, you will get a return which is broadly consistent with the yields you have entered.
So Pranay, how is Nivesh Lakshya fund different from other long duration fund, and why should MFDs recommend this fund to their clients?
So while I cannot talk about every other funds because it won't be the right thing to do, however, I will say we have done certain things in Nivesh Lecture which is very reassuring to investors. First is it has a very simple and transparent design. So as I said, it's a sovereign only passive roll down fund. We have maintained the discipline all throughout the 7 years which we have operated the fund. So an MFD who will come here will can be rest assured that he will be getting what he is
Hmm.
promised. So that's the one positive aspect of the fund. Second is the discipline which we have shown. And the third is that since it's a sovereign only fund, it means that you can be assured of both the credit risk being as low as possible and the liquidity risk being as low as possible in the Indian context. So all this combined makes this fund very, very attractive for MFDs to recommend to their investors.
Okay, one last question, Pranay. Where does long duration funds fit into client's portfolio, and how much allocation should be given to this fund category according to you?
So allocation by any person to the long duration fund will depend on his obviously on his age, his wealth, and his retirement corpus requirement, right? That will vary from person to person. However, we feel that say out of your total debt allocation, at least 5 to 10% minimum should be allocated to such funds.
Good. And where does it fit into client's portfolio?
This is a part of the client's portfolio, which is a must-have because it's preparing you for a retirement corpus, right? So you would need certain amount of corpus, which would be stable, which would have less volatility, and which can have some amount of assured return, right? So this part of the portfolio fits into that category.
Okay, so thank you, Pranay. And with that, we have come to an end to this interesting session. Thank you so much, Pranay, for your valuable time and inputs.
Thank you, Nishant. Thanks a lot, Cafe Mutual, for having me over.
And finally, I thank each one of you for being such a wonderful audience. Have a lovely day at work, guys. Bye.